if we consider ourselves having an eternal life as a soul and incarnate from time to time to have an experience in a body, then do we have a favorite life over time? This is a question that intrigued me, and I'd like to tell you more about my experience from this. My name is Rita Borenstein, and welcome to my YouTube channel, where I share my passion for the soul. So, with this theme, do we have a favorite incarnation over time? I'd like to read a chapter from my book, To Soul, Home and Back, about my client, the surgeon, who I told you about before in my previous videos, and read a few chapters about his life between life session. Alright, so I start this session by writing like this. I personally like to ask my clients in a life between life hypnosis if they had a favorite incarnation over time. The surgeon told me about his favorite life as a famous poet and singer of divine songs. Remembering and reliving moments in a life that we lived to the fullest might awaken memories that affect the present life. It is often said it is more difficult to be happy with what we have and to make use of our potential than to spend a life complaining about circumstances and do nothing about it. So in his session, the surgeon told me his soul name is Vairi. Quite a strange name, isn't it? Okay, so I asked him, would you like to tell me about the best body you ever had, Vairi? So Vairi is his soul then, soul name. It is a life where I was very talented in singing. I entertained. I had a beautiful voice. Did you express your soul through your voice? Yes. What period is it? I think somewhere between 0 and before year 100. So what kind of songs do you sing? It feels like it is very harmonious. It is a harmonious life. I sing and I write poetry. I feel appreciated both for what I write and what I sing. Yes, it was a good life. Are you a woman or a man? I am a man. It feels like people experience my singing as a little divine, like a yoik. That is a kind of singing from the Sápmi. Here in Sweden we have in the north of Sweden a people called the Sami people. Something like that. This way of singing is timeless, actually. In your present life as a surgeon, you work with your hands. Here your voice seems to be your tool. Your soul can express itself through poetry and song. It is a clear voice, a high or a low pitch voice, do you think? It is a deep tenor, he says then. Do you feel that you have a partner in this life as a singer? Yes, I have a family and children. I live a long life, a good life. I'm very well known in this time and locality. I'm popular and I'm talked about over many years. Can you give me examples of places where you perform, both in temples and palace-like buildings, larger buildings? It feels like it is Armenia or near there. Yes. So you are a kind of freelance temple singer, as we would say today. Not a monk, not a priest, but you let your voice be heard out of your own voice and choice. I'm very free and I perform in many places. That sounds fantastic. So, if I get it right now, your soul can communicate through beautiful divine singing, and you are well received. You communicate a divine feeling. Would you like to tell me how you could use this experience as a singer in your life as surgeon? I dare to speak openly and to express myself freely. I want to be in contact with my voice thoroughly. This life reminds me of how I express myself and to stand up for what I express. Yes, so after this session, the surgeon contacted me and said he took song lessons and wanted to get in touch with his voice. And a voice is, of course, our soul expressing through sound. It's a frequency, and that is why it's so wonderful with the voice and to find one's own voice. And some other clients too told me that they got in touch with their voice, not maybe as a past life singer, but in general. And I'd like to read shortly from my second book, My Soul is a Diamond, about my own experience with a soul called Best Ever Life. So this is a monologue from this life. It was actually a dialogue with my Life Between Life colleague Dorothea in Germany when I did my Life Between Life session with her, but I didn't want to share the whole dialogue, but just made a monologue out of it, and it is a chapter called I Love My Life. So I'm in hypnosis telling Dorothea about my life here in another time and body. I'm sitting in the shade under a wonderful and lush tree. It is overflowing with delicious and fresh peaches. The weather is warm and pleasant. I can hear a soft pouring sound from a water fountain, and it makes me feel so peaceful. My dress is loosely draped around me, and the colors and textures of my clothes give me a sense of grace and beauty. Sitting here under the peach tree brings back memories from my life. My name is Leila. I came to this palace as a young girl. My parents brought me here when it was time to marry my beloved husband, whom they had chosen for me. He was also young and shy. I did not know how to be a woman then, but slowly and with time we learned to know each other. I love him deeply, and I love my life. I'm so happy. My faith is strong. My husband and I were meant to be together. Slowly my life and my love for him grew stronger. I learned from him about life. In his presence and compassion for me, I knew myself better. We are blessed with many children and grandchildren. Now I'm old and deeply content. My life has been overflowing with happiness, soulful beauty, faith, and richness, with a loving and wonderful partner, many healthy and strong children, and large family and dear close friends. My days and life passed, and inside the walls of the palace I was very happy. This is a paradise on earth, and this is what I know. I'm so fond of it. It is my home. There is no need to travel anywhere, because all I ever wanted I had here. We have plenty of food and riches. There is peace in our country. My husband inherited the palace when his father died. Since I first met him, I have been by his side. He loves me beyond measure, and I love him. We often have large and festive gatherings in the garden palace. Then I always wear my most beautiful dress in many different colors and jewels chosen for each occasion. My hair has always been long, and it feels so nice with many pins and different styles. My husband and I support and feel much respect for each other. For me, the most important thing is to be here and enjoy my life in the palace. There are people who take care of all the practical things, so after I gave birth to our children, all I did was to be with them and enjoy them being their mother. We have a friendly atmosphere here. It is a harmonious and serene place. I sometimes go to one of my favorite spots here in the palace garden, where I have a view over the hills outside the walls. From where I'm sitting, I can see the sky, the sun, the clouds, and the world outside our palace, which is on a hill. Oh, how beautiful and wonderful my life is. At night I can see all the stars. Yeah, so it was wonderful to relive this life as Layla in my hypnotherapy session, and I died in that life choking from a peach seed in my throat. Sounds quite dramatic, but to me it was wonderful to experience this death too, and then carry on to afterlife in the session with Dorothea. So thank you for listening today, and maybe you remember any of your lives, or maybe this life is your best life ever. I hope so. And by remembering such a wonderful life, the point is that we, through our whole body and emotions and everything, remember what it's like to be completely at ease with ourself and our soul light. And this does something to us in our present body. It gives immense healing and a wonderful feeling of our eternal soul. Thank you for listening. I hope you will follow my YouTube channel and listen to my videos. Bye-bye. Take care.